YouTube. So I want to make a video. This is going to be a video talking about the 9 to 5 grind and why I'm basically starting up my own shit because I don't believe that you should have to work, hours and hours to make a living and to just barely even be able to afford rent and shit. Well, speaking of rent, why the hell is rent $2,000? Like, why? Why the fuck is it $2,000? I remember some of my older friends or some of my older cousins and shit. They say rent used to be like $700 for a regular small apartment, bro, and now it's $2,000. When I was paying rent and living on my own and shit, it was just ridiculous, bro. Like, why the fuck is it $2,000? Seriously. Well, anyways, enough of that shit. I just don't think you should have to work a fucking job to be able to afford the shit that you want. I don't mean like be a millionaire and shit, but I just mean like be able to make a comfortable living doing whatever you want, having your own house, apartment, whatever you want, having a decent car, bro. Like, you don't need a Bugatti, right? But just make enough to be able to afford basically whatever car, maybe anywhere from 70 grand or lower. Like, those 70 grand get you like a really good car. Every guy wants a car, a nice car, and at least a nice watch. And if you don't want that, you at least want a nice place, right? For your family. Why should I have to clock in every day for that shit? That's what I mean. Like, why should I have to go work long hours? Somebody else make their dream a reality. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give you benefits like that. The benefits that they do give you aren't even all that. And you're gonna go work 30 years and companies want loyalty when they could just fuck you over so hard. Like, I even saw a video of this dude. He got laid off from Microsoft. And he's been working there, 25 years. He got laid off and he got nothing. So why the fuck would anybody want to work like that and not have shit and get screwed over in the end? You see, it doesn't make sense. And I always go on TikTok and shit, and it seems like every day more and more people are talking about how they're just checked out of like working a job and they just don't want to work for somebody else. They're seeing the only option now to be able to keep up with the high prices is to fucking start their own business or start their own shit or become their own boss. Maybe not be a millionaire. Not everybody needs to be a millionaire. First of all, I want to be a millionaire, right? I don't want to just be a regular millionaire. I want to be a liquid millionaire. But not everybody needs to be a millionaire, bro. People just want to make a comfortable living. And in the current climate of this economy that we're in right now, it's complete trash. Like, I don't even want a house anymore. I don't even want a house right now. I used to want a house, be like 25 years old and have my own house. But first of all, I don't want to deal with HOA and shit. And then second, it's attainable. At least the shit I know, the jobs I've had, it's attainable. But why? Why would you want a house? You're just gonna deal with Karens. The houses are fucking overpriced right now. If you want to live in a big city, and if you want to live in the country, yeah, they're cheaper and shit. But who the fuck wants to live in a country, bro? In the countryside, If that's your thing, that's different. You go ahead and do that. But I think people just want to make enough to be able to live a decent life. And I don't think a 9 to 5. I don't think you should have to struggle so fucking difficult or stupid. I don't think you should have to struggle so hard and go work such long hours to barely survive. I don't think anyone should have to do that. That's just ridiculous. And I'm currently working on, doing my own thing. I'm working on becoming a freelancer because I just can't see myself either going to school School in itself is complete bullshit, in my opinion. Let's say you're trying to learn a skill, right? And you want to get like certified and all that shit. They make you take these different classes, these other classes to do that. Like I was looking into a coding program. I was thinking it was just gonna be, I'm just gonna learn coding and shit. And these fuckers wanted me to get my bachelor's and associate. I'm like, bro, I don't have fucking time for that shit. I need money today. I need money now. Like, I don't need money in 4 years, 5 years. That's one of those things I think is bullshit. Like, why is there so many barriers to fucking just learn the skill? Why can't you just learn the skill and get certified? Like, that's why I've gone on these coding boot camps to see like what you could do, and that's a much better option. And I've been really looking into freelancing and trying to do my own thing because number one, I don't want to fucking work physical labor. Some people could say I'm lazy or whatever, but I could be lazy, soft hands. Brother, you got soft hands, all that shit. I don't give a shit, bro. I want to be in my fucking apartment. This might sound crazy to some people, right? But I want to be in my apartment. I wake up, be in my apartment. I get on my computer. I make money. I talk to clients or whatever, and I go on about my day. I could go to the gym. I'm also focusing on the gym and shit, right? And then I got sidetracked so hard. Holy shit! I need to rewatch this. And I also don't want to go back to school because like why the fuck would I want to go spend 4 years in university and then get a bachelor's to maybe get a job or maybe not. Like nothing's guaranteed at all, bro. So why would I do that shit? And regular jobs, like, do you really think I want to work regular jobs? Like warehouse jobs or be a FedEx driver or work at some corporate office job? Why, bro? Why? Why the fuck would I do that? Like, we have the internet. I could make videos and go viral or some shit. I could start reacting, start posting content and go viral or some shit. Hire clippers and become the next, like, I don't know, the next me, I guess. The first me, actually. And just fucking be a streamer. Like, why the fuck would I go do some other shit when you can just do your own shit nowadays? To me, there's nothing wrong with wanting like nice shit. Like me, I want nice shit. I don't want to have to work a 9 to 5. I want to be able to have a business, have people under me, and we're doing client work, and I'm making enough to buy, a fucking Rolex, a fucking day date, bro. Day dates are like 40 grand. There's nothing wrong with wanting big shit. If you want big shit, go for it. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's so difficult for everybody to accept that. Or I don't know why it's so hard for people to accept that. There's just some people out there like me that just want nice shit. You know what I mean? I want to have a Rolex. Like, I want a supercar eventually. I really like McLarens. And I want a McLaren one day. And I also want like a Urus. I fucking love Uruses. My friend has a Urus. And you might be thinking, oh, this fucking dude, arrogant piece of shit. If you think like that, fuck you, bro. Fuck out of here. But I might be arrogant or whatever. Everybody's gonna think something about you anyway. So who fucking cares at this point? Just being real, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, I think every guy just wants, like, some nice shit. And obviously, like, a 9 to 5 isn't gonna get that shit, bro. If you want to go spend your time, upgrading your car. Every guy loves cars, bro. Upgrade your car. It shouldn't take so much money. I mean, okay, scratch that. It shouldn't take so much grinding at a 9 to 5 to be able to do anything that you want. Like, why? 9 to 5 grind is dead, bro. And I go on TikTok, bro, and I just see people over and over again. They're just saying that they're so done with working 9 to 5s. No one wants to work anymore, and it's for good fucking reason, bro. It's for good reason. I completely understand why nobody wants to fucking work, because you have these asshole bosses They want you to do everything. They want you to fucking be loyal, sacrifice so fucking much, and then for them to screw you over at the end of the day. Fuck that shit. I'm keeping it real, man. Fuck that shit. No sugarcoating any of this bullshit. Um. So yeah, there's a lot of points I want to talk about. This video might be a little long, but who cares? Actually, I care because I get more watch time. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying. So people on TikTok, bro, like I'm seeing these 22-year-olds, these 20-year-olds, and they're just so miserable, bro. Like they went to college, they got their degree, and all this shit, and they can't find a job, bro. Like what kind of bullshit is that? Like why is it so difficult right now? I understand, like, you're always gonna have hard times and this and that, right? But when my parents were growing up, when other people were growing up, there was hard times, but you didn't have the bullshit of like hyperinflation, going through pandemic. I think we're like the first people to go through a pandemic, besides like people from 100 years ago. During that pandemic, nobody's gone through that shit. Not even my grandma's gone through that shit, and she's like 80 years old, bro. Like we're experiencing historic shit, and the world we live in is way different than like our parents did. Like they didn't have to deal with this shit. My dad, bro, when he was what 25, he said he would make 25, 26 an hour, and it was enough for an apartment. It was enough to maintain him, myself, and my mom, and still have like 3 cars. And if you look at 25 an hour today, bro, it's you can't do shit. You can't do shit with 25 an hour. Another thing I saw on the internet is if you adjust like the livable wage back then, the minimum wage, to be able to afford normal shit, it would have to be $66 an hour. And who the fuck is gonna pay $66 an hour? Like these companies aren't gonna pay shit. They barely want to pay you 20 an hour, even with all this experience that you could have. So why? Again, why 9 to 5? Again, why go to school? Why? And I know this might piss a lot of people off, and if it does, well then you're not the person for my channel. Just keeping it real. This is why a lot of people fuck with Andrew Tate, but that's a whole nother video, right? We get really deep into that, but that's for another video. I don't want to get deep into it right now. Right now it's just about 9 to 5 talk, because it's like why should anybody have to work so fucking hard, grind so fucking hard at a job, to barely make ends meet, to barely be able to go to a trip. Like you can't actually, no, not even barely, bro. You can't even go to a trip. You can't even plan out a trip to, let's say, Cancun, because there's just all this other shit like rent, bills, children if you have kids, and that eats up all your money, bro. You can't do shit. I remember on the internet I would look up and there's people like Dave Ramsey saying to no hate towards him, right? But they're saying to save up everything, don't buy anything, don't spend anything. I'm like, that's miserable, bro. I don't want to live miserable. I don't want to live miserable at all. Like, why would I? I don't know. It's just me. Like, why would I just stop doing fun shit? Why would I stop? Why don't I just make more money? I don't ever see anybody say make more money. Most people, what they want is just to be able to do the right thing. It's gonna be able to get them the life they want. Most people, they probably just need about 6 grand, 7 grand a month, and they'll live a really good life. Seriously, if you can make 6 grand, 7 grand a month, if you're not in like New York City or some shit, you can basically live a pretty good life. Pretty good, comfortable. And I think that's just what most people want. Most people just want to be able to live and not be on survival mode. Survival mode. Like that shit is stupid. Nobody should have to be on survival mode. And for me, I've had enough of that shit. Well, I'm not in survival mode, right? Because I'm actually doing decent, I guess. Minimal debt, you know, minimal debt. Doing decent job. It's just decent. It's nothing exciting. Like no Ferrari money or shit or Rolex money, but it's just decent. And what I want to do is start increasing the money, start having it come in. And I'm not just like anyone else where they're just like, oh, I wish I had money. Wish I had a way. I'm actually doing stuff that's working towards that shit. I recently just launched an agency, and we're gonna be helping out business owners with their AI. We're just gonna be helping people out, but enough of that. That's too much. I can't reveal too much because we're currently working on that, and we're gonna be doing lots of outreach, and that should free me up to be able to live the life that I want and not have to go clock in to a job and not have to go to school, not have to do any of this bullshit. Like I'm just able to freely wake up in the morning, you know, spend it with a girl or two, and then get a coffee, get in my car, you know, and then do what the fuck I want. And then all while having like a pretty good apartment, like a nice, decent high rise. You know, I've experienced the high rise life, and it's just sick, bro. Sick. Like, I just want to have my own high rise and shit. So, yeah, I want the nice shit, yeah. So, yeah, me, I'm a little different. I want the nice shit. I've lived pretty luxury lifestyle, and obviously, I want to continue that. You know, last year it was pretty crazy. I had a sales job, and I didn't make anything under $8,000 last year, all the way up until September. September was the last month I made money in my sales job, and then it went to shit. So that was a whole shit storm in itself, but that's for later. So one last reason why I'm making videos is because nowadays you need an online presence if you want to do any type of business. If you want to have any type of credibility, you have to have like an online presence, and that's why I'm starting this shit. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, man. Peace.